Hi, my name is Matthew Barbour. I'm currently the contributing editor for the Sun's health section. I also write for the features, mostly health features for the Daily Mail, for Mail on Sunday, for a range of national newspapers and magazines. And I've had a lot of exposure to PRs and national gym chains. My thoughts on exercise for less are that as a smaller chain, you have the efficiency capacity to liaise with each gym chain, each club, and speak to the PTs to see which particular case studies they have. A lot of the work I do is case study based, so if there's a particularly strong story with an emotional backdrop to it, so not just weight loss. The point with weight loss stories is that they tend to be, you need to have some sort of quirk or angle to them, so as well as being extreme. So generally, as a rule, we need them to have lost 5 stone plus, and also to hopefully be photogenic. But if there's something along the lines of being bullied or being kicked, or being losing a job, or some kind of trigger, some sort of emotional trigger, often female case studies are much easier to place. So that's some intake on that. My tips to get into Men's Health magazine, which I used to be the contributing editor for about 8 years. Obviously it's a very different beast because it's focused on men, and a lot of that, they often have the fat burner section, which is obviously men who've lost weight, but also a lot of Men's Health is about toning and other aspects of gym work, which is obviously key to what Exercise for Less would be doing, is that often I would need expertise. I'd be trying to find a new, very sort of definite angle, so not just the latest trends, but some kind of very scientific look at, you know, hitting certain muscle groups or burning fat a certain way or that kind of thing. But the key with that was always that I needed to know that I could get hold of a PT very quickly, within an hour or two, so they could get back to me with any input which I could feed into my piece. Often I wouldn't be able to forecast or predict what I needed in advance. So knowing who is around, so maybe if a PR company would give me a list of who could, or who was available with what specialities, what expertise, that was always very, very helpful. One particular chain I worked with a lot was called Curves, and that was a female, women-only gym, which had a fantastic PR team behind it, and loads of really, really good motivational stories. They liaise really well with each chain, and they created a very good sort of communication channel with each manager of each club, and some of the stories we got from there was fantastic. So that was a good template for, I think, what Exercise for Less is trying to achieve. What else we need to talk about? Importance of innovation to generate stories versus trying to tell them in everyday stuff. Yeah, so I mean, it's hard to know what we're looking for until we're there. But the key with this is that often some of the big chains, they would get a PR firm in who would be on the books for about a year and then move on. And so my frustration was often I'd call the PR firm, and then they would say that they don't deal with that account anymore, and they don't know who did. And you call one of the chains and one of the clubs, and they'd say, "Oh, we don't know who deals with media work," and it was very hard work. Whereas if you create creating a communication channel with lots of the clubs and the managers, so they feed back information, try and incentivise them in some way to understand why it's important that the gym gets coverage in national press. That's always very helpful. Maybe even put up signs in the clubs explaining to members that you're trying to motivate other members by pushing stories in that way. That might be helpful. So that's about it, really. I'm guessing that Exercise for Less has a good strong brand, a good strong sell, because of the fact that it's trying to create these niche sort of clubs and niche parts within the chain, which is great. It's making people feel involved. It's not just about weight loss. It's about community, and also about mums, supporting mums and supporting different ages and all these sort of things. And I think that's a very inclusive and good message, as well as the price one. Okay.